Stop chalking a Heineck, it's Yud Shevat.
Surlik's right, what are you guys doing? Guys, tonight's Yud Shevat, a night where we connect ourselves with the Rebbe, that we try and get in touch with our leader and try being leaders of the world. It's time to go into Crown Heights. This is where we're going to really, truly be closer and help us get in the physical mindset that we're actually trying to connect to the Rebbe today. We just arrived in Crown Heights, and we've been doing a lot of different things that probably don't make any sense to you for this day called Yud Shevat. So I wanted to take a second and talk exactly about what Yud Shevat actually is.
Thanks for coming home.
Today's Yud Shevat, right? Yud Shevat is the day that our Rebbe, the leader of our generation, became our leader. And not only is the Rebbe a leader for Jews, but the Rebbe is a leader for everyone in the Bible, right? Moses was the person who connected the people to God. It was sort of like a channel. And the same thing with our Rebbe. The Rebbe is a direct connection on how we could channel ourselves to godliness. So if we take a second and we start involving ourselves with the Rebbe and connect him, whether you're Jewish, whether you're not Jewish, it allows us to do things that we would never be able to do without that connection. One way that you can connect to the Rebbe is through writing letters. And what that means is that you write a letter about what's going on in your life, the good and the bad, and you ask for a blessing. So what we did was we went to the aisle, the resting place of the Rebbe, and we wrote our notes and we asked the Rebbe for a blessing. Tell him that Along with Yud Shevat being a day to connect to the Rebbe, there's also a message, and that message is that there's something called shtus, and we have to transform that to shtus to kedusha. Shtus is what's called folly, sort of not made to seem like godliness. It's like, I'll show you an example. There's something called shtus to kedusha, which means the folliness of holiness. In other words, that means when you take an energy that could be used as shtus, but you use it as something as holiness, and you use it towards your godly mission. Just as an example of this, the Rebbe actually talks about how money, something that could be used for good or for bad, should be used to transform the house into a house of godliness.
Zu Geld und zu Liebderuf verwegen auf Unionen von Niedigkeit und verkehrt hat die Geld, was geht herein, sollen sie ausnutzen.
The Rebbe always said that learning has to lead to action. Here in Wilkes-Barre, we're trying to take our shtus and make it into shtus to kedusha. And here's a bunch of examples. Right here is an example of someone who's taking their voice and using it for godliness. He's also getting everybody around him involved. Another example of shtus to kedusha is skating. One reason is because I'm getting out energy, and this allows me to stay fit and allows me to keep focused. There's this route that I've been trying to do for a little bit, and I went there about 3 months ago, and I hurt my knee. This is probably one of the scariest things I've ever done, and I feel it in my heart. But one reason is that I get to meet a whole bunch of people that I would never be in contact with without skating. This is a shtus to kedusha. If there's one thing that you guys could take away from Yud Shevat, it's that we have to utilize everything we can to combat exile. And what that means is utilizing all of our talents that we have for godliness, whether that be skating, whether that be art, whether that be singing. Let's utilize what we can together, and let's bring Mashiach with one more good deed. So guys, have a good week, and see you next week.